Welcome, and thank you for the opportunity to share our presentation. We are team number 3. My name is Christian Maya, and with me I have
Jeni Romero,
Joshua Kunnacherry,
Lisa Parks,
Yara, Palomino.
To begin our board meeting, we will discuss Bank of America loosening ties with gun manufacturers. As of 2009, there have been 110 mass shootings in the U.S. About 1 mass shooting has occurred per month since 2009. Unfortunately, this has become a frequent issue in the past 9 years. Recently, there have been more efforts from companies in hopes of reducing the amount of mass shootings in the U.S. To further discuss the latest shootings and what led Bank of America to proceed with this plan, we have Jeni.
thank you. School shootings have become a great concern in the United States. One of them happening in Texas. The Santa Fe shooting that happened in Texas was just months from the massacre in Parkland, Florida, where 17 students were killed. The students and the people of the United States demanded change in gun control by exhibiting various protest initiatives across the country. These massacres put on a large amount of pressure on banks, payment processors, and other firms to help finance firearm industries. Bank of America put out a statement, and I quote, "It is our intention not to finance these military-style firearms for civilian use." As the second largest bank in the United States, Bank of America wanted to make it clear to contribute to this shared responsibility. For some clients, they expect to reduce their portfolios and continue to work with them, and others, they would choose to do something else. Since the Parkland shooting, as it is expected, various banks and other firms have joined the movement to regulate the financing of these firearm manufacturers. I will allow Joshua to give us a list of banks that have joined the cause.
Alright, so in March, Citigroup was the first Wall Street bank to take a stance following the nationwide gun control debate after the Parkland shooting. In April, the asset management firm said it's adding environmental, social, and governance investments that exclude firearm companies from their portfolios. Also in April, the bank said it will stop lending to businesses that manufacture military-style weapons for civilian use. Lisa, can you elaborate on the business impact?
Yes, I can. Thank you, Joshua. So Bank of America realized that refusing to lend to gun makers was taking a very limited approach to a much bigger problem. Upper-level executives of the bank, company investors, and customers all process mixed messages when receiving Bank of America gun stance information. Was Bank of America lending to gun manufacturers, or was Bank of America going to join others lending institutions like Citigroup or BlackRock and not engage in lending practices? Bank of America recently changed their stance yet again on lending to gun manufacturers. Bank of America has agreed to be part of a 7-bank merger to finance Remington Outdoors. Remington Outdoors is the company that manufactures the assault rifles that were used in the Sandy Hook massacre. Bank of America feels that pulling out of the deal will undermine their policy of never withdrawing from a loan once it's been written. At this point, I feel a call of action is needed. So Yara, will you elaborate on this call of action?
Sure, Lisa. The call to action will be by signing a petition to stop banks from funding manufacturers. Thousands of Americans, people of all ages, have continued to lose their lives over the time and will continue to do so if American citizens do not come together and push the government to stop from lending to firearms manufacturers. The price people have to pay for allowing such organizations as the National Rifle Association to operate relatively freely without people raising as much as a finger has caused school children and innocent civilians to have their lives cut short in hideous manners. This has to stop. That's why a petition should be out there. That way, like Bank of America is trying to stop this type of lending process, other banks should be considering that too. Bank of America is taking one of the first steps towards putting the end towards this matter. Military assault rifles should not get into hands of civilians. They should be left to those who are trained to use them. Military, that's the biggest example that we can have out there. Day-to-day interactions do not require such guns. By signing this petition, you will be saving the lives of hundreds of Americans that may lose their lives to gun-related violence because such weapon may have gotten into the wrong hands. Stop the funding now. Save the lives of innocent Americans, save our lives of our children, secure the American future that we all desire.
Agreed.
In conclusion, Bank of America is making an effort to use their platform's expansive reach to reduce the number of mass shootings. However, there have been some setbacks and internal conflicts that have caused uncertainty.
So before we conclude, do we have any Q&A? Does anyone have any questions to answer? Are we good? Are we ready to conclude?
Yes, I think that Bank of America is really making an effort, and just like any obstacles have, or any company trying to bring forward a new plan, there's going to be obstacles, so this is just kind of what's pretty normal in such controversial issues. But I think we'll continue to see how this unfolds and see what happens. As of now, it's uncertain, so we'll kind of...
That's a very good point. I
Have to see how
appreciate
this-
everyone bringing up all their lovely findings. I really do appreciate this meeting, and I feel like we have learned a lot.
Yes, it was very
Informative.
Informative.
I agree. Would everyone agree? We're very
Yes.
informative?
Of course.
I would agree. So I would agree. Christian, you can go ahead and conclude our meeting.
Of course, thank you all for joining us today. Jenny, Joshua, Lisa, Yara, thank you guys for being here today, and thank you for allowing us to share our presentation. This concludes our meeting.
Thank
you.
Thank you.